Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Sunday and it's 8 p.m. in the UK, which means it's after lunch pretty much everywhere in the world, and way after lunch if you're in the Far East, of course. It is the 16th and it is a Sunday, which means everybody is hopefully chilled and relaxed and enjoying themselves. So thank you for joining us if you're joining us on a Sunday evening. Good to see you as ever. Paul Slade, how are you doing? Always good to see you there. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday. What have you guys all been doing with your Sundays? Sunday roasts? Good weather for Sunday roasts. Derek, how are you doing? Good evening. Alan as well. Hi, how are you? Good to see you with us. So, what have we got for you tonight? Well, tonight I've got a drink for you. In actual fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you two variations of the same drink. So that's our little treat for you today. And it's a much shorter video than we did yesterday. Yesterday we had a good old chat. I was talking about whiskey and answering questions, and it seemed to be really successful. I enjoyed it. I think everybody that was online enjoyed it. So it was great. And we're probably going to do another one of those. So I'll let you know about that. But we'll probably do another one of those sort of broadcasts some of the time next weekend, I think. But I'll give you some more information as we go through the week. Alan, how are you doing? Panto today. Is that you or me? Stuart, good evening. David, no chutney, I hope. No chutney tonight. Jason, good to see you. Amanda as well. Hi, how are you doing? All right. So first of all, just take you back to yesterday's question. We were giving away that Glenfiddich 12-year-old whiskey cake. And I posed this question. The question was, what is the process that makes a Tennessee whiskey rather than a bourbon? The answer was the Lincoln County process, which most of you got right. We had quite a lot of entries. In the end, the person that won was Chris Garbett from Jersey in the Channel Islands. So I've sent a message to Chris. He hasn't responded yet, so I don't know if he even knows whether he's won yet. But if you're watching this, Chris, congratulations. Well done. The cake is, well, will be on its way to you as soon as I get your address and I know where to send it. Barry, not here again, but drinking Lefroy Select, of course, if you were here, which of course you're not. Hugh, how are you doing? Lisa, Merry Christmas. Absolutely. Right. This is today's drink. Like I said, I'm going to give you two variations on it, but it's a drink called an espresso old fashioned. So I guess that many of you have heard of an espresso martini. And also many of you hopefully have also heard of an old fashioned, which is a classic whiskey cocktail. I've actually done a video of it. I can't remember whether I did it for these Advent calendar broadcasts or I did it before that. But this is like a hybrid, a combination of the two. So I'm going to show you how to make an espresso old fashioned, and then I'm going to show you how to make a variation of that as well. Before we start, who else have we got with us? Mary, brilliant. You're on for a live broadcast. Great to see you. And Shirley says without what? You are without or something without? Anyway, good to see you, Shirley. Right, here we go. First things first. I'm going to take my glass, get the glass ready. I'm not going to chill this glass, and there's a reason for it as well, which will become clear, hopefully. And then I'm going to take the glass part of my shaker. So the first thing that I'm going to add, obviously, is the whiskey. Now, generally, when you make any kind of old-fashioned, you can use different types of whiskey, but traditionally we use bourbon or rye. But because we mentioned Tennessee whiskey yesterday, I'm going to use Jack Daniel's today. So it's going to be a Tennessee whiskey. It's an American whiskey. There's a lot of corn in here, so we're happy with that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the whiskey in, and I'm putting 50 mil of our Tennessee whiskey in there. Just let me measure that out. That's good, and drop that in. Good. Now, next thing that we need to add, and this is consistent with any drink that we call an old-fashioned, are bitters. Now, the bitters that I'm going to put into this drink, because I'm making an espresso old-fashioned, are these Aztec chocolate bitters. So I'm pretty sure that I've shown you these before, but if you haven't seen them, this is what they look like. You can buy them online, really easy to get hold of. A lot of drink stores sell them anyway off the shelf, but if you can't get them, you can easily get them online. So Aztec chocolate bitters, these are, let's just check the strength of these, because bitters vary in terms of their strength. These ones are very low in alcohol. So these are only 2.5% alcohol. So they're more about delivery of flavor and aroma than anything else. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 dashes of those Aztec chocolate bitters. And let me put that to the side. Next thing we need is something to sweeten it. Before I add that, to see if anybody else is with us. Tom, how you doing? You got a Laphroaig Select for $30. Wow, that's a pretty good deal. Stacy, how you doing? Zebran, what's up from Central Oregon? I don't think we've seen you with us before, but hey, cool. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. So we got those ingredients in. I now need some sweetener, and I'm going to take my sugar syrup. So sugar syrup, this is just a little bottle of sugar syrup that I've made myself. You can buy this if you don't want to make it, but just to remind you, all you need to do is just warm up equal amounts of water in mil and sugar in grams. So for example, if you're using 200 mil of water, put in 200 grams of sugar. Just stir it until the sugar dissolves and then let it cool. That's what we've got here. So I'm going to put in, because this has got to be a relatively sweet drink, I'm going to put in 15 mil of my sugar syrup, and that's good. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add the espresso. So I produced some espresso earlier on. I put it in the jug here, and I want to put in equivalent to, I guess, about 2 shots of espresso. So we're talking about another 50 mil, and there we go. That's good. All right, so we are about to give this a shake. Before I do, I'm going to put some ice in here. I didn't want to frost the glass, but I do want ice in there ready to pour the drink onto. So now I'm going to add the ice into this glass. Put a little bit in there. That's good. And then I'm going to do something interesting with this, which I don't think I've shown you guys before. I'm going to do something called a dry shake. And a dry shake is something that we do when we want to put some air into the mixture, but we don't want to start diluting it with the ice. So we do the dry shake followed by a normal shake. So to do a dry shake, I just need to grab a piece of equipment here. You can either do this with a single large cube of ice, which people often do, or in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a spring off of one of my strainers. So I took the spring off of it. If you don't have a strainer, you don't have a spring, you can do this with 1 cube of ice. But the idea is to mix it up without really diluting it. So I'm just going to pop the spring in there. And it's going to be relatively quiet, but I'm going to use that to give it a good shake and mix it up. So let's give it a good shake. Whoa, there we go. Here we go. Actually, I just made a little bit of a mess there. You see that? You can't probably see it on my shirt because I've got a spotty shirt. So, hey, you weren't even able to tell. Then we're good. I'm going to take the spring out. I'm now going to add some ice to my can. So if you can see in there, let me show you. I don't know if you can quite tell, but it's got quite foamy because of the shaking with the spring, but not the ice. Then I'm going to put this back in the top and give this another shake now with the ice. And that means that it's mixing and chilling. We've got a lot of air in there already. And now I'm going to open that up, take my other strainer, which is still in one piece, and I'm going to pour it through is that in the right place? Let's get that there. I'm going to pour this through my sieve strainer, my second strainer, and this allows us to just break out any of the large air bubbles that are in there. And what will happen is the espresso will start to separate. The foam that you would see if you were making an espresso coffee will rise to the top, as you can see, and the drink will eventually become darker as the air bubbles rise to the top. So that is an espresso old-fashioned and quite a delicious drink. But I also want to show you a variation. Now, before we go to the variation, let's see what we got here. Ross finally made it. Oh, you're in the Czech Republic. Yeah, we were there actually last year, the year before. Fabulous place to be for Christmas. Joe, how you doing? Stephen, nice to see you. Karen, Tim again. What we got here? David, only a dash of water or Angostura bitters. Okay, that's fair enough. Lisa, hi, Paul from Newcastle on Tyne. Nice to see you, Lisa. Matt, another picture or an emoji of an old-fashioned, I think. And hi, Richie, a bit late, but you're here. And Sarah, good to see you. With, without. All right, this is the without. Here we go. The with is going to be turning this drink into, instead of an espresso old-fashioned, I'm going to make it into a cappuccino old-fashioned. So as you might imagine, we really want the same ingredients in there, more or less, except that this time I'm going to be adding some milk to the mix. So I've already got most of the ingredients together in here. So I've got my sugar and I've got my whiskey and I've got the espresso in there. But bitters, I'm going to add different bitters this time. I'm going to go back to the more traditional bitters that we would use with an old fashioned, and these are Angostura bitters. I'm sure anyone that makes drinks at home recognizes this bottle, but these are Angostura bitters. Again, easily find them online in pretty much every supermarket in the UK, so I'm assuming they're in pretty much every supermarket around the world, but always online if you fail that. So a few dashes here. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. That's enough. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add some milk because we don't want the espresso. This time we want it to be more of a cappuccino. So let's add some milk. I'm just doing this by eye, but I'm putting in around about 30 ml of milk. Now just put that to the side. I'm going to get another glass out, put a little bit of ice in there. Here we go. One more. And let's get that ready. And this time I'm not going to dry shake. I'm just going to shake this as it comes. Let's get some ice into my shaker. I'm going to throw it into top half with the ice, drop that off, and now give this a really good shake. Just check it. We're looking good. Let's give it a bit more. There we go. And we will open that up. Back to my strainer. Back to my fine strainer. And here we go. And let's get some of that foam in there as well. And there we go. So, 2 drinks. Essentially, the same play on an old-fashioned, but one with the milk, one without the milk. If you like it with milk and you like it more creamy, then that's the drink for you. If you like it to be more intense with the coffee flavor, not so creamy, but definitely an old-fashioned, then that is the one for you. Let's see what we've got here. Robert Price, how are you doing? Helen, looks delicious. Which one do you prefer out of the 2? Carol, thank you for that. Roy, nice to see you. Mary, learning how to be a better bartender. Are you a bartender, Mary? Or are you just someone who loves to make drinks at home? All right, so look, I said it would be a relatively short one this evening. I thought I would share these because I like them both on a Sunday. I think I prefer this one sort of during the day, and I like this one later in the evening. But that's our little treat for you. Thank you for being with us as you always are. Really, really appreciate it. Tomorrow's broadcast is going to be earlier in the day, so we're going to go back to 1 p.m. UK time. Let me work that out. Eastern time in the States, I think that is 8 in the morning. So sorry if that's too early for you, but you can always catch us on the recording as well. And tomorrow we'll have another little game for you going on as well. So keep your eye out for what we're doing. Make sure you're with us. Try these drinks. If any of you try them, let us know how you get on. See if any more comments before we go. With for me. So Mary is with milk. Mike made it. Hello, Mike. We're nearly at the end, but I'm glad you've made it. Helen prefers the first one. I get that. I think that works for a lot of people. Derek, liking the look of the without as well. So the first one. Number 2 for David. So you prefer the one. By the way, if you like the look of the second one, the one with the milk, you can really push the boat out if you want. And instead of using milk, use some cream and make it really thick and really silky. It'd be amazing. Mike is just put dope, which I guess is a good thing. I'm not sure. David, number 2 for you. Okay, Tom, number 2 as well. And Barry saying, always game for a game, I guess meaning tomorrow. So look, everyone, have a great evening. Have a great Sunday. Thank you for joining us on day 16. Come back and join us tomorrow. We have a little game for you. There might be something in it for everybody. In the meantime, enjoy the drinks, enjoy your evening, and I will see you tomorrow.